Welcome back, fam. Hope you guys are doing good and having a great day. If you're not, please let me know what I can do to help you. Until then, we're talking about protecting our young boys today. We are exposing the hypocrisy of society because we have such a drive, and rightfully so, to protect our young girls. And that's great. However, when it comes to our young boys, we don't really seem to have that same sentiment. So that's what we're talking about today. So I came across this video, this clip here, about a day ago, I think. So I'm going to play this video all the way to the end, and we're going to talk about it. Because there's also some other things to show you guys too. Because the comments were absolutely disgusting. And I wanted to talk about it with you guys. Let's get into it.
Just had some 11-year-old literally ask me if I would pop a titty for the boys.
Listen, as a former 11-year-old, whoever the fucking legend is that popped that question, that was a canon moment. That's going to be remembered in that friend group for the rest of eternity. So you don't even know the community service that you just did by existing for that moment to happen.
Just had some 11.
No, that kid is not a legend. When in society did we allow this kind of behavior? No, that is not a legend. That is a child asking an adult to expose herself to them. I will say this, though, real quick. This woman is dressed very provocatively. Her titties are almost halfway out. Women, it's not just you in society, it's you and everyone else around you, to include children. We really have to start teaching our women modesty. Because it seems as though there's still a lack of it. Do better. So this guy who posted this, calling an 11-year-old a legend for asking a grown woman, an adult, to expose herself to him, is religious. It's right here in his bio. And it seems as though he's a Christian. And then I just so happened to notice this. The irony. So would your Jesus approve of adults exposing themselves to children? I don't think so. Because here in Matthew 18:6, your Jesus himself says this. But whoso shall cause one of these little ones who believe in me to fall, it were better for him that a milestone were hung around his neck and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Sounds like he's pretty clear about protecting children. It's not very Christian-like of you to advocate for an adult to expose himself to a child. I thought we were Christian. Apparently not. We wouldn't be saying the same thing if a young girl was asking an older man to pop his wiener out for the girls. So why is this so accepted? So I responded, bro, we gotta stop this shit. Bro isn't a legend. He's asking to be exposed by an adult. That's gross. We wouldn't be saying the same thing if some girl was asking some dude to pop his junk out for the girls, and we shouldn't be doing the same thing here. Fuck, this society is too fixated on sex, because it is. And the comments were absolutely disgusting, bro. Disgusting. Sounds like someone that wants to protect kids. It's sad to see so many in the comments section. We wouldn't be cheering for this if the script was flipped. You're f***ing disgusting. Because you are. You're f***ing disgusting. That kid is a legend. She is. Just pop them out all the way. Make the boys happy. You must be a wiener living in mommy's... What? And then I responded, so you are okay with pedophilia when it happens to young boys, and then are somehow against it when young girls get exposed by older men. You'll stand for that all day long, of course. You are what's wrong with society, you piece of filth. Vermin like you is why boys grow up with the problems like we do. Disgusting. Our young boys deserve to be protected just as our young girls are. And that's very true. Always one who objects. The second situation is our own fantasy, isn't it? I don't care what faceless accounts have to say. If you want to be taken seriously, stop being a pussy and show your face. Another one here. Yep. So it's gay to protect children? We want to protect our young girls from creeps, but we don't want the same for our young boys? You people are disgusting. Ah, here we go, right here. You know why we wouldn't be acting the same if the genders were reversed? because men and women are different. Right. So we shouldn't be protecting our young boys from adults exposing themselves to them because the boys were asking for it. Right. That's the same kind of mentality that pedophiles use when they go and groom children. Oh, well, they wanted it. If they didn't want it, they would have told me. You're the fucking adult. We are the adults. We're supposed to be protecting children. See, don't be a pussy. Dude, you are such a pussy. Straight teenage boys dream of shit like this. It's so insane to me how society is so okay with pedophilia when it comes to young boys. I thought we were about protecting children in this society. I thought we were about protecting the most vulnerable among us. It seems as though we care about our young girls, but we don't really care about our young boys. That's incredibly sad. Incredibly sad. Especially when it's coming from other men. And most of it's men. Most of it is men. This is a teenage boy's dream. Why? Why is it? Why is it a teenage boy's dream to be taken advantage of by an adult? Society really does not care about boys and men. And you just saw it right there. They obviously do not care about their own innocence, nor do they care about the innocence of younger boys. This should not be a fantasy to be taken advantage of by an adult. The reason why a lot of men grow up with issues is because we've been taken advantage of. I can guarantee you these same men who cry about how women are today are the same ones who are promoting this behavior right here. How is it that we're supposed to take you seriously when you don't take yourself seriously, nor do you take children's safety seriously? I'm so surprised at how we're okay with pedophilia when it comes to young boys, but we're not okay with it when it comes to young girls. Children are children. We should let children be children. We shouldn't force a kind of ideology on these kids just because they're different. Yes, they are different, but they are still children. We should not be allowing our young boys to walk around disrespecting themselves and disrespecting others, especially when it comes to asking an older woman to expose herself to these kids. That's disgusting. And we're not going to get anywhere until we fix this behavior. There are so many problems that come from this kind of behavior. And all of these people that are promoting and cheering all of this on, you're just as bad as someone who molested a 12-year-old. And in my opinion, you deserve the wood chipper along with the rest of the preds that groom children. It's absolutely disgusting. We really have to start teaching our young boys better to have respect for themselves and to have courtesy for others around them. You know, we say that men who are addicted to pornography because of them being exposed to it early on growing up is a bad thing. And we say all the time how that's a problem, and rightfully so, but then turn a blind eye to this. So let me get this right. We are so against children being at pride events, which our young boys are there as well, where creeps in lingerie and wigs and all kinds of provocative clothing are dancing around these children, these young boys. We have a problem with that, but we don't have a problem with this here. Tell me how that makes sense. Because it doesn't. You people are so perverse and you don't even realize it. You people do not realize the damage that something like this causes because you don't think. You don't have the foresight. All of you are the same gooners that you project onto me. I know what kind of damage that this causes. I was preyed upon as a kid. I've been there. I know. And for these people to advocate, literally advocating for an adult to expose themselves to a child is disgusting. He's 11 years old. And I can guarantee you the rest of them are around that age as well. It's disgusting. Vile people, man. Anyways, I wanted to rant about that because it seems as though there's still a lot of work to change the society for the better. We have to protect our children, and that means our young boys too, because children are children, and they're precious and should be protected, and protected from people like you, who are okay with adults exposing themselves to children, the most vulnerable among us. Let me know what you thought about this down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. But I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. If this video helped you out, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, join the family. I'd love to have you along for the ride to change the society for the better. Please make sure you are looking after yourselves. Look after each other, especially our children. I love you all. Wish you a lovely day, and I'll talk with you guys soon. Bye, guys. Let me know what you thought about this